What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Troy Rawlings here. Welcome to another exciting episode of Meet the. We've been doing some young guns lately, and these I don't like to date these at all. But this is an exciting time. We're coming off a pandemic and all this stuff. And my Sheen Talk family, Sheen Magazine family, I saw this young brother, and I said I had to have him on Meet the as well. Entrepreneur, Renaissance man. Vanguard, man about town, world the world renowned. One response. I'm not even supposed to show this. I don't even know how we got this. Look, it's not even out yet. He's not even coming to me. I'm gonna tag the brother who they going to because it's his 50th birthday. Kind of jealous. Yeah, I'm putting my nose on your cigar.
Yeah,
but
man.
Cigars. This brother owns a winery. They're bringing out cigars, and I'm sure he has much more to come. Y'all, give it up. Show your love for the CEO of Lamont Avenue Wines, and coming soon, Lamont Avenue Cigars. Probably by the time you see this around, Lamont Avenue Cigars. Actually, you just got to be exclusive.
Yeah.
One and only, Mr. Dominic Lewis. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Thanks for taking time out on a weekend.
Yeah.
And I know you about to get on the plane. So, and y'all thought
you good, man. Yeah, you good, man. You know, it's all love, man. You the fam, so it's good. It's good.
I appreciate that. All right. So, like I said, I Tarantino a little bit. We're gonna jump around a little bit, but I want to go back to the beginning. Where are you originally from?
Cleveland, Ohio. Born and raised. Just recently moved down here to Atlanta, so just expanded a little bit, man. But the roots are definitely in Cleveland.
How you like ATL?
That's good, man. The weather is probably the best thing. It's gloomy and cold, and that's how it is in Cleveland. So the go from that to come down here to where it's sunny every day, it just gives me the motivation to get up to just keep working.
Yeah, people don't understand. I'm from Baltimore now, live in Los Angeles. People always like, "How's the weather?" It's sunny.
Yeah.
Now I do miss having the seasons. Because there's something about seasons, being you from Ohio, I'm from Maryland. Something about having those seasons that prepare you differently for life. Like you have seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall. You shift your clothes, you move a certain way differently. When everything's kind of the same, it throws you a little bit. But Lord, I'm not complaining about this sun.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm having to adjust to the most. Just not having that, because when the wintertime comes, you just going to work and you going in the house, going to work, going in the house. But when it's nice, pretty much summertime all year round, you have to adjust to, really discipline yourself to keep yourself on those same scheduled seasons, like if you were living in, in the Midwest. So.
Right, and people look at us like, "Why are you moving so fast?" Like when I was in Florida, they got on me for that. They was like, "Man, you going 100 miles per hour?" I was like, "Because usually in January, March, we can't do anything."
Yes.
So let's go back a bit. How did you even come up with the concept? Before we get there, what was your first business? You're 28. You're 28 now?
28 now, yeah.
What was your first business? First business you remember starting or wanting to do?
My first business was selling candy in school. My auntie fronted me basically the candy. She was just like, "Here, I'm gonna give you this candy, and if you can sell it, then the money is yours, and then you basically take that money and you re-up and get more candy, and then you can continue." So it started there, and it went from that to a car wash. I was washing cars in my grandparents' driveway. And then from there, it went from the car wash to a breakfast in bed that me and my cousin was doing at my aunt's house, to where we would get people to come over there and we would cook for them and different things like this. We were young.
All right, let's go back. I love it. Because people don't understand. This young brother, I'm almost 20 years older than you, but it sounds so familiar. Okay. How old were you when you started selling candy in school?
6.
6. All right. Yeah. So you were second grade. Second grade. All right. So then you do the car wash, which everybody, for some people may be watching this and you be like, man, that was so interesting. There were basic businesses that you could do if you lived in certain areas.
Yeah.
Having somebody having a driveway, somebody having a hose, the car wash. So how old were you when you started the car wash?
About 9, 10.
Did y'all shovel snow and cut grass too, or did you do any of that?
Yeah. We definitely shovel snow, cutting grass. I never was good at cutting grass. I don't know why I could never get it, but I never was something that I was good at. And
That's the lawnmower, the gas, and that's a whole nother business. I had a couple.
It's a whole nother thing. And then also a mental thing because I don't know. I know you remember those push lawnmowers. They didn't have a motor. You kind of just push it and it got the blades on there.
Push and pull it.
So my mom actually had her fingers chopped off by one of those. So like that, like kind of like scarred me for even wanting to even touch a lawnmower.
You just scarred me.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear about them. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that kind of like deterred me from wanting to do that. But I did I definitely piled snow for sure. Driveways, I made a killing doing that. $30-$40 a driveway. I was young guy, getting money early. Trying to save it, trying to save up to get the things that I wanted at that time. But yeah.
So you did that snow, of course, because Cleveland, Ohio, gonna get that snow. And you did the car wash. So how old were you when you started the car wash?
Around 10.
So 10 years old, y'all got the car wash rocking. And who came up with the concept to do a bed and breakfast at your aunt's house and invite? Because at first I was like, "Well, just your family?" You said, "No, we invited people over to stay."
Yeah. We would just invite people.
House, you got extra space.
Yeah, it was like an attic, it didn't really last that long, but it was an idea and we tried it,
We're talking about the hospitality. That's the hospitality.
Yeah. We like, man, let's do it. Let's see. If it works, it works. If not, we'll try something else. So we always was, very innovative, from a tight, and just trying it. If it works, hey, let's run with it. If not, let's try something else.
Right. So you have these businesses coming up. When did you get your first official, like somebody else is paying you a check type job? Where did you go to get your first job?
My first official job, I worked for a summer camp. I always had a passion for working with kids and wanting to teach because I always wanted to be a teacher, which I did become. But I was 14 years old. I worked for a summer camp, and then I worked half of the summer. I worked for the summer camp, and then the tail end of the summer, I worked for Zelma George Recreation Center. I just basically cleaned up, collected trash, mopped the floors, dust mopped the court, different things like that. And I was able to play basketball too. So it was probably the best summer, one of the best summers I had as a youth. And that was, like I said, my first job. I remember didn't even have a bank account, getting a check from my job and taking the bus all the way downtown, cashing it and spending the whole thing. My first check was $125. And very proud of that. It wasn't much money, but what I'm saying, I earned it and definitely remember it to this day.
So who was the entrepreneur before we get into the next level? Because I know while you're doing that, while you work at camp, you're working with kids. I would love to know what that business was, but who was the person in your family or people? I take it your aunt sounds like she was like Pete Rock and CL Smooth, run my own business like my Aunt Joyce. My Aunt Joyce was a business person, had the Amway going while she was working. And who were the business people around you that you saw owning their own businesses?
My aunt has like a baking like catering company that she does, like nothing like super like she's promoting it, but like if you know type of thing. That was really about it. My cousin is a huge DJ in Cleveland. He does a lot of events and different things like that. He has his own type of business, but nobody like had like a legit business like how like I have to where, I have a product and I'm selling it and it's here and it's there. So, I'm really the first one to, officially have that. And I just feel like that's the reason why, some people in my family supported it, but some didn't just because like it was so foreign. And especially what I was doing, wine is kind of just like, how are you going to start a wine company? So, I got a lot of that early on, but, once I once I'm really set on something, I don't know what it is with me. Everybody knows that in my family. Like once Dom is set on this is what he's doing, you could pretty much take it to the bank because I'm not gonna stop until it's done. So,
now, being 28, like we all had influences coming up. Athletes, people around the way, people we looked up to, parents, fathers, whatever, musicians. Was it something, because Jay-Z talks about when he was getting started, the reason he was rapping about champagne and cars and stuff like that is because it was the stuff that they wanted to, and even when they were hustling, they wanted to have some of the finer things in life. So you jump into your flow, you jumped into luxury brands, wines and cigars. What made you go that route? What about that attracted you?
I feel like going to the wineries early on as a young guy. I was working for the dish. I was teaching at this time. I was maybe 24. I think I was 24 at that time. Going to different wineries with my parents and dressing up nice, and they had live bands and different things going on there. So I'm just like, man, this is something that like I'm into for real because I was young, but like I wasn't going to like clubs and different things like that because I did it earlier on. So like when I got 24, 25, it wasn't something that really excited me. So I was like kind of like phasing off out of that into the next thing, which was going to wineries, dressing up nice, drinking wine instead of a lot of liquor, and what I'm saying, getting into the cigars. So, really just phasing into that next phase of, being a man and growing up. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that older guys do. They dress nice, they drink wine, they may smoke a cigar, and they relax. They listen to some live music, and that's what I was getting into. So I'm just like, man, let's do it, and the live band really like inspired me to really do it because I felt like it was something that if I started a business like that, it would have longevity. Because my cousin was into like doing club parties, and I just seen like the lifespan of these clubs. Like, yeah, they made a lot of money, but one incident, what I'm saying, a fight or somebody shot or whatever the case is shut down. But like, what are the chances of somebody fighting at a wine bar or like they have a live band there? Like it's not really that likely. And that type of crowd, that type of environment is going to weed out certain type of people anyway. So I seen the longevity in it as well, because I know if I was going to invest my money in it, then I wanted it to last. I didn't want for me to put all these thousands of dollars into it and then it only lasts for 2 years. So, just looking at the end, just having an end in mind and just knowing that, wine and cigars and doing stuff with live bands and having it to where you have to dress up is longevity in that. So I wanted to go that route.
And it perpetuates something that's been a part of our culture for a long time. The misconception in some places is that we don't have that, or we don't have enough of that and stuff like that. And this has been around since we can remember. I love looking at black and white pictures and film. We always had suits on. We, even when they was outside playing baseball or something, they roll up their arm, let's get into a game. And, you go to the basketball court, something like that. But to have a suit on to go out, that was a thing. Now the dress up move, people like, let's get matching Jordans, and that's cool. You got J's. Yeah. But if you can spend $300 on J's, have you ever tried a $300 pair of shoes? All of a sudden, it's a different thing. How do you see the reception from your peers? You talked about I'll get on your parents and what they did and stuff like that, and what they do. But how did you see? How's the perception been? How's it been the reception from your peers, people your age group? I guess that would be millennials. 20 some.
I mean, it's something that a lot of them were attracted to because, a lot of people looked up to me and just how I moved. I always moved because I was raised by older people, my grandfather and stuff like that. So I always had an old soul. And people always called me the grandfather. So it's just like, me doing what I was doing, it looked cool to them. So they're like, man, they drinking wine, or he Dom got his own wine. Like, we about to start drinking wine. So I kind of like started a whole wine movement to where like a lot of people that are my age, started to drink wine. So, a lot of people, cling to it. But of course, you got those who don't, or don't believe that you can do it. And like I said, just how some family members thought that the idea was just too far fetched for me to accomplish. I have a lot of peers that were the same way, but that didn't deter me. It takes a whole
and
lot to do that.
I know different people who've started wine businesses, alcohol businesses. Some people have cigars, this and another. But it's always good and refreshing to see somebody that's doing it. And you have a ever since we've talked or started talking just even recently, but your pace, your pulse, and everything, you have a calm about you. They call you old man, but were you always that kind of level, or sometimes you uneasy and you're like, I don't know. To get into a business like wine, it requires patience.
Yeah.
The essence of wine is patience. I've worked with wineries, and the essence of wine is patience. The cigar process, how did you get into that, and what have you found out about the cigar business that you didn't know beforehand?
Oh man, a lot. The cigars started off with I did an interview with this girl named Portia. Very cool, very nice person once you get to know her. But like looking at her, or like just you would just think that she was just like a person who like you didn't want to do an interview with. I don't really know what another way to say it, but you know what I'm saying? She's different in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Portia? You watch this. It's all love.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, definitely. She's super cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, once you get to know her, like, you just like, how some people like look at people and just like kind of like write them off. But like, she's that type of person that if you look at her, you just kind of just write her off. But, I'm just like, she hit me up like, hey, let's do an interview. I work with this station or whatever. I said, okay, cool, let's do it. So, we hit it off and we had a great conversation, and our relationship continued even after that interview. And, she was telling me about the owner of the radio station and how he had cigars and how he had this going on, that going on. So I'm like, hey, let's cool. Let's connect. So she connected me with the owner of the radio station. And, he invited me to his house and we were talking about the cigars and different things like that. And this was like this is last year. And almost 2 years ago. And I'm just like, man, I want to get into cigars, but like, at the time, I was putting so much emphasis and effort and just everything into the wine. So it's kind of like I didn't want to like kind of like shift gears at that point. But like where I'm at now, I feel like I had the time to like kind of like transition into doing something else, just because like I'm starting to get more help with the wine, and people are getting trained on what to do and what not to do, with that thing. So like some of my time is freeing up. So I said this is the perfect time to get into the cigars. The people in the factory that work down in DR that hand roll the cigars, they're amazing, super cool people. Built a great relationship with them, and we got the artwork in and picked out the different blends, and it kind of was history from there. But the cigars is crazy, man. There's a lot of women that smoke cigars. I mean, this Georgia market for cigars is crazy. So, I feel like I'm in a great place, to start a cigar brand, because like there are cigar bars down here, like regular bars and restaurants. So they're all over. So really just excited to, once I really launch July 9th, after that, really push the brand, and really the cigars and the wine pair hand in hand. So, my people who already buy wine from me, I'm going to be selling them cigars. And then my new people who get the cigars, I'm going to be telling them about the wine. So, they're a perfect one too. And, I'm just excited just to see like, where it goes.
I love the wine bottles. That in and of itself is like, ooh, the bottle looks expensive.
Yeah.
So
I put a lot into it, man. That was one of the first things that I did. But even before I even solidified the flavors, I spent about 45 minutes in Giant Eagle. Giant Eagle's our grocery store in Cleveland, and they have like a huge wine selection. And I'm just like going through, and most of these bottles in the same shape bottle and the regular paper labels. I'm just like, man, if I didn't know anything about these wines, if I wanted to buy a wine, what would make me purchase this wine over the one that's sitting next to it on the shelf? And I'm like, the name and the bottle. So I wanted to have something, anything that I do have meaning. I'm not going to do anything just because. So the name, Lamont Avenue, is a street that I grew up on. My grandparents bought the house that's on the front of the bottle. and they were married 60 years and had 12 kids together. So my whole family was raised on that street and in that house. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, they had 12 kids. So like I have like 60, 70 like legit cousins. So like everybody grew up over there in that house. It's like a 6 or 7 bedroom house.
Did you say 67?
Yeah, yeah. I have a ton of cousins.
67? Oh yeah, 12 kids.
Yeah. And they had kids, and you know what I'm saying? It's just a huge family. So,
Legacy.
you know, yeah. So like family cookouts and different things like that on that street was like legendary. So like, you know,
now,
everybody knows what Lamont Avenue is.
I was just talking to somebody about this. Is that house still in your family?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Legacy.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah.
Like big trust. Go get your big trust for real.
Yeah. So it's still there. It's still in the family, and yeah. But back to the bottle. I mean, the label is a metal label on the front, and then the top is it's a cork for that bottle, but it's also a wine stopper. So it's a crystal style, but it also is universal, so you can use that wine stopper for any of your other wine bottles as well. Not that you would want to get any other wine, but if you were just, you know, if you were gifted a wine and you needed a stopper for it, you can just use the top from your Lamont Avenue bottle to, you know, stop it.
Amazing. Yeah. So you have the wine, you have the cigars launching. If you're just watching this any date, it's July 9th, 2021. So if you're watching this anytime after, they're available, baby, at Lamont Avenue Wines, plural.com. And you'll have the information below on the YouTube and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. Y'all know the deal.
Yeah.
So you got your wine, you got your cigars. What can you tell us is next? Because I don't want you to spill the beans on something that somebody may not be thinking about, but it's a creative idea. But what are you looking to do, or where do you see yourself, or where would you like to be? Because I know in your time span, 2 years is a long time. So where would you like to be in 2 years?
2 years from now, I just want my wine and cigar, well, really my cigars to be all over Georgia, to be distributed all through Georgia, because there's so many different places that I want it. And then for my wine to be in even more states than what they already are. I really want to get it to the point. My end goal is to have it national, to where anywhere that you can go now, you go to a bar, you can get Hennessy, you know, you can get Patron, you can get things like that. So wherever wine is sold, I want you to get Lamont Avenue. So that's my end goal with it. You know, if I can make it in that time frame, I don't rush things at all. So, I mean, if I'm able to, you know, get it done in that time frame, then I will. But I know eventually I will get it done. You know, the time when I will get it done is always in the air, but I always finish, you know, what I set out to do. So, yeah, that's really what I want to do, man. I have some other business things that I want to get into. But, you know, right now the wine and cigars is more than plenty to keep me busy for the next few years, and before I even think about jumping into something else. But I have a long list of things that I definitely want to do, and I just pray that the Lord gives me enough time on this earth to accomplish them.
Yes, and that's good though. That's very good, because a lot of times people start things, and it's hard not to. Sometimes you start things, and all of a sudden something slows down, or somebody comes to you with another idea, and you're like, oh, but you have something, and you can tell the quality. Like I said, I don't always, anybody that knows me, if I'm out of the country or my daughter's not with me and I'm doing adulting big time, I might, but now he done got me hooked, because I'm sorry, these are somebody else's, but I'm just saying, when somebody takes the time, they overnight your quality. I'm just bragging on it. July 9th.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Might get one. Man, you might get one.
Yeah, they're good, man. They're good. And really, before I really got into it, I wasn't a cigar smoker at all, you know. But once I got into it and really learned how to smoke a cigar, it's something that I enjoy. You know, if I'm at home, I pour me up a glass of wine and sit back and smoke a cigar, or, you know, being sociable, going to network at these different cigar bars and different things like that, talking about, you know, next moves and different things like that. So, you know, it's a good social piece.
And to be able to walk into any spot, or just be at home, walk in any spot, and you have your wine and your cigars.
Yeah.
How How crazy amazing is that?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's very humbling. I'm not the type of guy that would like brag or boast about anything that I have or anything that I'm doing. So, I'll be, if I'm in a spot, I have my own bottle, my own wine or whatever. I'm just sitting there relaxing. But if somebody asks, I'll tell them or, offer them some. But,
I got this. My top team people that are watching this, I'm about to do the tutorial monetization and merchandising. Your bottles are conversation piece, let alone opening up your box, sitting there, and you can just like look off like somebody's taking pictures, and you, sir, oh yes.
yeah.
You could just,
man, it's crazy, man. It's even now, man, it's still like unreal to me that I'm even at the point that I am with it. But just blessed that I've overcome all these obstacles with the wine. I mean, it's been crazy with the wine, but now I'm to the point where everything is running smooth, and now I'm just to the point where I'm just keeping inventory consistent and just trying to elevate and get it to different states,
And you mentioned something, and we're gonna, believe me, you're gonna be seeing a lot more Lamont Avenue, a lot more. You're gonna see it all over. Blast it all. I'm just letting y'all know beforehand. The process and your flavors. What flavors do you have from the wine right now?
Orchid is my sweet red wine. It's a Pinkataba. That's my number one seller. Very great wine. I have Paradise. Paradise is a sweet white wine. It has a hint of peach. Also a very good wine. I have Riesling. Is my personal favorite out of the collection. It's like a semi-sweet white wine. I have Cabernet. It's a dry red wine. Also a very good wine. And then I have my summer edition. I come out with a new summer edition every summer. So my new wine for the summer is released on July 9th with the cigars as well. So last year I had what did I come out with last summer? I did a rosé. It was in an all red bottle, red label, red metal label, red wine. The bottle looked crazy. It was crazy design. But this year I'm doing a Sweet Concord, and it's in a purple stained glass bottle, and then it has a gold label, so it looks like royalty. Purple and gold. Those royalty colors they mix very well. So I'm super excited about the summer and releasing this new wine and these cigars, and just excited to see the people who follow my brand's reaction to it, because I try to every year come with something great to where people will love, and just excited to see what people think about it.
I'm excited for you, bro. This is amazing. Once again, www.lamontavenuewines.com. Follow Lamont Avenue Wines. I think it's Lamont Avenue Cigars as well.
Yeah, Lamont Avenue Cigars on Instagram, and Lamont Avenue straight out for the wine. Yep. Wine. And all the updates, all the different events.
Any kids? Any kids yet? Children?
One daughter.
How old is she?
Yeah, one daughter, 8.
8. Oh, right there with 8, right there. Yeah. All right. Now you gotta read. Now I gotta travel with my little one, because she's behind for a reason. But
yeah, man, she's 8. Oh man, giving me a run for my money, man. I feel like that job within itself is more intense than the wine and the cigars combined, because you have to, it's just like we know. Yeah, it is, man. It's like we know what we know about life, but then we try to like give them that insight, but then they kind of have their own idea of what they think, and it's just like, you kind of steer them in a way, want to give them a little freedom, but still, be strict on them and give them those boundaries. So it's just a lot, man. It's a lot.
And that's because I almost forgot, and it's so easy to forget, because let's just be honest, Father's Day is not celebrated like that. But Father's Day is freaking tomorrow. So if y'all seeing this now, y'all need to go to Lamont Avenue, LamontAvenueWines.com.
Right.
Lamont Avenue, July 9th. You got time to put your pre-orders in and get your pre-orders for cigar. Do something special for the fathers in your life. We doing some father-ish right now. Just letting y'all know, because we fathers, and it take a lot. The craziest thing that I see is, and something I heard somebody say before, my daughter's mom actually said it, and you forget that we know what we know, they don't know until they're taught it.
Yeah.
So sometimes we look at them like, why are you doing? Rewind. Let me tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you don't, and I used to remember my parents or somebody saying, I know you don't know. And I thought that was demeaning. I was like, what are you trying to say? I don't know. No, you actually don't know what they're about to tell you. So shut up and listen.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, they have their own personalities. And some of the stuff I see her doing, I can't take it the way I would do it. I got to take it. Yeah. That's her personality.
Yeah, definitely.
And my man David Arnold said, it ain't for the scream. It ain't for the weak.
No, it's not. It's not. We gotta pray for us. Pray for us fathers out there.
But it's worth it. And you're establishing legacy. And she's able to see, your daughter. I was telling my daughter, I was like, these things that I'm doing, Zoe, they're businesses. And any of my businesses, you are a part of. So if you want to take on one of these, if you say you want to go down this route, I can help you in these routes. These are the things that I know. Even if I don't know it, I can help you in the process. Father.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're doing a phenomenal job, brother. Happy Father's Day. Congratulations.
Appreciate you, man. Happy Father's Day to you too, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. Check them out. Let the people know how to get in touch with you and anything else you want to say before we get out of here.
You can follow me on Instagram at Lamont Avenue, at Lamont Avenue Cigars. The website is lamontavenuewines.com. You can purchase the wine on there. All the updates will be on there. And then the cigars will be available on the website after July 9th. If you're in the Cleveland area or you're able to fly into Cleveland, the event is July 9th, Friday, July 9th from 7 to 11. It's an all-white rooftop party. We have live music, live band there. We have catered food. We have the wine. We have the cigars. We have an open bar. It's going to be an amazing event. You can see the lake. You can see the sunset from the rooftop where we're going to be. It's going to be very nice. So, the ticket link
Friday, July 9th. I got your pen?
Yeah, Friday, July 9th.
Oh, meet me there. Friday, July 9th.
From 7 to 11. It's going to be nice. All white. Very grown, very elegant. All of the Lamont Avenue events are like that. So it's going to be very nice. So if you're in the Cleveland area or you're able to fly in, this would definitely be an amazing way to spend your Friday.
I love it. CEO of Lamont Avenue Wines, Lamont Avenue Cigars, LamontAvenueWines.com. Mr. Dominic Lewis, bro. Thank you for taking time out, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one, man. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Talk to you soon.